own pace rather than waiting for the fans to catch up. He's like, yo, the music's out there. You catch up when you can. Some going to be ahead. Some going to be behind. It is what it is. I want to hear what you guys think about this. I I'll tell you what I'm impressed by with Youngboy. I think house arrest is such a difficult thing, even mentally, to be on as an artist, but to create music as if you were living, and to create music on a general palette, just not about one thing or that the fact that you're locked up, I think is really impressive. Your mind has to somehow escape those. Obviously, he's not like he's in a cell. He lives in a big old mansion in Utah. But you have to escape the fact that you can't go outside, really. And you have to creatively go outside and creatively find a way to entertain people that are outside. Just think about this. Youngboy hasn't been really outside for since the pandemic, right? He hasn't been outside since then. However, life and the world is keep progressing. He has to make music relevant to it. So, I look at him and I give him a lot of credit. Just like, if you follow, for example, Vibes Cartel, who's in dancehall, he's been incarcerated and he makes music for people going to the party every night. Just think about how mentally challenging that has to be. You're incarcerated. You're not hitting the clubs. You're not doing whatever in the streets, but you have to make music for the people who are. And you got to be current. You got to be relevant. You got to be hot. I think that's pretty hard. So you guys let me know what you think about the album. I haven't really digested enough to tell you yo, this is fire, or nah, I ain't rocking with it. So still going through and listening to some songs. You guys let me know what you think. Interestingly enough, he had a virtual party, which I wonder how this went. So he had a release party in LA. Of course, he's in Utah, NBA Youngboy. I have no idea how this went down. He hosted a live album streaming release party while he was under house arrest. And he threw it in LA, but of course he's in Utah, okay? Don't know how it went, but I do know some people who are supposed to be involved with it. And they're saying that him and his team paid $200,000 to rent party space, right? And that they invited a bunch of people. But again, how are you going to have a release party for an album when the artist ain't there? Regardless, the music is out. Some of the notable singles he has is a song with Nicki Minaj, and also he has a song with Mariah the Scientist, and I believe another song with somebody I think we might care about. I forgot who. I'm sorry. Anyway. Somebody said virtual party. Yeah, it's I think they were just partying to the music, but knowing he won't be there. And then maybe he I don't know, Skyped in or some shit like that, FaceTimed in on a big screen. That's what I would imagine. They put him on a projector, he FaceTimes and, yo, what up? You know what I mean? Appreciate y'all for vibing with the album. Album release parties and also album listening sessions usually ain't for the artists to celebrate. It's usually to court the entertainers, influencers, the radio guys, the who's who that might have an opinion that could shape other people's opinion. You want to make them feel good and feel like it's a party around the music. So you invite all of them there, give them free food, liquor, play the music in the background. That's kind of what it is. So if you ask me, this is probably a Capitol Records thing. He's not on Atlantic anymore. Capitol Records is kind of, I think they did a few things that I don't think he would have done by himself with this rollout. They got Elliott Wilson. He did an interview with him. Elliott Wilson, B-Dye, actually. He did a Billboard interview, right? Obviously, the Nicki track, I could see that happening. But the release party, we don't really be hearing about Youngboy release party. So I'm thinking that this is a label thing, trying to get people in the industry fucking with it, which we'll see if it works. Now, let me give very early preliminary estimates. I'm going to be honest with you. Number one, Youngboy doesn't care about sales. I'd be very shocked if this sells over 100K. I'm going to be honest. I don't think Youngboy has had a single in 3-4 albums. You get what I mean? And what I mean by single, I know he has a song with Nicki Minaj and the Barb support, and obviously his fans are the most supportive. But if you look how music is going, it relies on single heavy tracks. It relies on radio. It relies on these other things, and I wouldn't be surprised if this album does not hit 100K, if you ask me. Now for Capital, I think they're gonna try to do their best that it does hit 100K because his last album that dropped on Atlantic, remember this is pretty much his first album on Capital. His last album on Atlantic did 105. This is his first album on Capital. I would imagine they would want him to do more or maybe the same. You get what I mean? We'll see. All right. Somebody said 33 albums is crazy. What's the runtime on the album? That's the thing to look at sometimes. Let me Google it. NBA Youngboy. So the runtime is the amount of minutes you would have to listen to, right? Usually an album is between 60 to 90 minutes. 90 minutes is a lot, right? But these days people put out 2-minute songs. So like 30 songs could still be a minute, right? 30 times 2, still a minute. I'll tell you what the runtime is. Don't try this at home. Oh, 1 hour and 25. Oh, this is a pretty long album. Yeah, if you're pushing that 90-minute mark, it's a long album. It's a long album. He has a couple. Oh, he has a song with Post Malone and Kid Laroi. That's 4 minutes. Okay. But most of the tracks are like 2 or 3 minutes. All right. All right, people. I don't know his current status on house arrest yet. I could imagine he's waiting to get off house arrest. That he could do a tour. A tour for Youngboy would just go completely crazy. All right. Somebody said, why didn't he go? Of course, Capital dropped the bag. Of course. All right. Yo, should we get into this NLE Choppa shit, or should we could do the Dirk thing first? We could get into the Dirk, NLE Choppa,